I don't believe in the existence of different races of mankind. There are, of course, different skin colours and so on, but that's not what people who believe in race mean by race. To them, these minor physical variations are just the tip of the peak of some enormous iceberg that stretches deep into the human biological ocean. They believe that there are differences between people from different parts of the world that are so huge that, for example, people of their own so-called race are fundamentally superior to others in just about every way. Often they even believe themselves to be so holy and so high up that it's okay for them to murder the other peoples. Leaving aside the issue of being cruel to people and feeling good about it, the fact is that there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever for such vast differences between people. Genetics and other scientific studies reveal only trivial differences. But what if there was some truth to these ideological beliefs in the existence of different races of humanity? There are plenty of people in West Africa, for example, who believe this to be the case. People who have told their children that during the slavery era, Africans craftily hoodwinked the stupid European slavers into transporting to the plantations the riff-raff and troublemakers from Africa. This, they claim, explains the relatively high crime rate among the descendants of these slaves in America and Europe. This belief ignores the fact that African diaspora communities are far more heavily policed than are people from European backgrounds, which is the main reason for the distorted crime statistics. But it is also based on an absurd lie. The African gangsters who kidnapped people for slavery would not have been able to succeed in their dirty business if they had tried to sell riff-raff and troublemakers to the slavers. In reality, they selected people for slavery who were hard-working, peaceful, decent, intelligent and conformist, and it was the riff-raff and troublemakers who were kidnapping them for sale to the ruthless European and American slave traders who were not stupid when it came to business. Many of the very finest of West African people got cruelly stolen and forced into slavery in America. But large numbers of riff-raff and troublemakers did end up in the Americas. Most came from Europe and had light-coloured skin. Transported convicts, political extremists, genocidal thieves, fanatical religious crazies, organised criminal gangsters, would-be rapists of indigenous women, coercive controllers, violent sexual perverts, warmongers, fraudsters, criminal psychopaths, and general antisocial weirdos all crossed the Atlantic to America, together with good-natured refugees who would often become their victims. So if there is such a thing as race, logically it must be the case that in the USA, the darker-skinned people are, on the whole, racially, genetically, vastly superior to their light-skinned counterparts. Under the glossy and homely facades of modern America, deep psychopathologies flourish. The epidemic of US school shootings is mostly done by white people. The same goes for mass and spree shootings generally. Terrorist bombings and shootings in the USA are almost all carried out by white supremacists. The leaders of murderous or suicidal religious cults are mainly white men, as are family annihilators. The majority of child sex abusers are white, especially in conservative districts, where they often use fiery anti-gay and anti-trans rhetoric to try to mask their horrible perversions. The leaders and followers of wacky conspiracy theories with violent fantasies are, for the most part, white. The crazies who tried in 2021 to violently overthrow the national election results in Washington, D.C., to install a presidential dictatorship were overwhelmingly white. If race exists, clearly we are witnessing the tragic legacy of long centuries of exporting white genetic degenerates, be they political psychopaths, cruel gangsters, extremist religious perverts, or whatever, from Europe to the Americas.